Like as usual, what are you gonna do? Welcome to the Stuck Movie Watching Vlogs. This, of course, is the segment where I read off a list of films that I watched in the previous month and I quickly critique them, talk about them, maybe inspire you to watch them, and I always hope to have a conversation with you guys in the comment section, As usual, let me know what you've been watching. Let me know if you're interested in any of the films that I'm about to mention. Just whatever, let's have some discussions about film. That's why we're here, Real quick, I hope you're enjoying the audio a little more than last month's video. I started using my new webcam, which is about a couple of years old, but still, I enjoy it. I like the frame rate, but the audio, not so great, little dull, little muffled. My voice is already muffled. But I got an upgrade. I got the Blue Yeti mic, which I think is awesome. So hopefully you guys can understand me a little more clearly. Alright, so let's not waste too much time. This is going to be for the month of July 2016. I only saw 16 films. Not very great, but not too bad. What can you do, I would love to watch movies all day long, but that's just not how things work. First movie I watched, The Intouchables. In case you don't know, The Intouchables is a 2011 French film. It's a comedy, it's a mild drama, it's based on a true story. It's about a wealthy aristocrat. Well, I mean, aristocrats are wealthy, right? He's got so much money he doesn't even know what to do with it. But the poor thing is actually a quadriplegic. He's confined to a wheelchair. From the neck down, he cannot move. He needs a new caretaker. So rather than hire some, experienced, stuffy, caretaker that comes highly recommended, he actually hires a guy from the projects. Very unusual, but the two, because they come from different worlds, they teach each other about their worlds, their real lives, and it's a really wonderful and beautiful film. I can't recommend it enough. It's very funny, it's very touching, it's very heartwarming. It's just the ultimate feel-good film. It never feels phony, it never feels cliche. It's just, a little cliche, but it just works. It works brilliantly. This movie was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars, but it did not win. I forget what it lost to, but this movie should have won, because it really clearly is an awesome movie. I am going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Please do yourself a favor. It's on Netflix. It took me a long time to actually get to watching this film, which I feel really dumb because it's so good. But definitely see it if you have not. Intouchables, great film. Okay. The second movie I watched was Airplane. Great comedy classic, great spoofs. This is when spoofs and parody films meant something. It's from 1980, and guess what? While it hasn't aged perfectly, it's aged gracefully. It's still a hilarious movie, and a true testament to that is I watched it with my oldest niece, who has never seen it. Of course, it was the first time watching it. I did not think she was going to like it. I thought that maybe she wasn't going to get the references, she wasn't going to laugh, she was going to think it's old and dumb. No, she was cracking up, I was cracking up. It is a comedy classic. They clearly do not make parodies like this anymore. I love that dude in Mission Control, who's just he's so flamboyant, he gets the two phones, he's like, ATM, it's a twister. Just a hilarious film. 4 out of 5. I'm not gonna give it a 5 out of 5. It's a classic, I respect it, but it's not, the great. It's a 4 out of 5. Okay, the next movie is not going to, I'm definitely not going to win any fans from the art house community. Under the Skin. Under the Skin is a highly acclaimed movie with Scarlett Johansson. It's an art house film. People just seem to love this movie. I don't love it. I have tried so hard to like and appreciate art films. I just do not like this movie. I respect it. I get it. I commend it for the good things that it does do. But, you know, here you got Scarlett Johansson as an alien who has no emotion. And I get it. I understand why. She meets men. She picks them up from the street. She consumes them. And I'm sorry. I found it to be a very dreadful film to watch. I have very little patience for art house films. I knew what I was getting into, but it just went beyond what I was hoping it wouldn't be. Yeah, it's beautifully shot. It's got some beautiful imagery. I don't like it. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. I don't hate it. I can't hate it. I respect it, but it's not something that I can like and appreciate. The next movie I saw was actually on the 4th of July. You know, America's Independence Day. What do you think I'm gonna watch? It's not Independence Day. I love that movie, but I've seen that movie enough times to never have to see it again. Instead, I did watch a Roland Emmerich film, and that is The Patriot with Mel Gibson. Yay! I love this movie. You know, first of all, I was bored out of my mind. And I'm like, you know what? Let me get some beers. Let me sit down and we watch this 3-hour film. Because this is like the 3-hour version. It's an extended cut. Doesn't really add anything to the story. It's just deleted scenes added back into the film. I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed rewatching it. I haven't seen it in a very long time. And this movie is always going to be a classic to me. When I first saw it, I loved it. When I watch it now, I love it. I know it's a little corny. It's very hokey, very, obviously it's very patriotic. But I love Gibson in this movie. I love that it's rated R and it's got graphic violence. And it was released during the summertime. Remember back in the day when they used to take a gamble with R-rated films in the summertime? Yeah. The only sad thing is now, there's this little girl in the movie who plays Gibson's youngest daughter, and when he goes and leaves off to fight in the war, she gets pissed at him. She gives him the silent treatment. But in one scene, when he visits his family, and then when he leaves again, he begs her to talk, to say something to him. He walks away, and that's when she's like, "Papa?" And she, it breaks me down. I start breaking down on that scene. It's very emotional. But now, I hear that girl died. She was 21. I don't know her name, but she passed away. She had cancer or something, and that's really sad. That's gonna break me up the next time I watch this movie. So may she rest in peace. But this movie, I love it. I'm sorry, I really do. I love it. Heath Ledger is terrific in it. Everybody is terrific. I love this film. To me, this is Roland Emmerich's best film. I don't think he gets enough credit for doing this film. German director doing a movie about the American Revolution. Anyway, 5 out of 5. I know it doesn't deserve that now, but to me, it's a 5. It's more of a nostalgic rating. 5 out of 5. Okay, so the next movie is a movie I really should have just reviewed on its own. I never got around to it. It's Life Itself. It's the documentary about Roger Ebert and his life and, his battle with the disease that he got. I gotta tell you, this is one of the finest documentaries I've ever seen. It is so informative, but yet incredibly emotional. I don't think I've ever teared up as hard as I did with this documentary that I've ever done with any documentary. I loved Roger Ebert. I respected the man. And to hear about his lifestyle, to hear that he was kind of a ladies' man of sorts in his younger life, how he didn't really want to be a film critic, but he was just kind of forced into it. Just, it's such a fascinating film. And I like that it really focuses on the relationship between him and Gene Siskel. You got some archive footage of them bickering at each other. You got some archive footage of them joking around on the set. Great film, great documentary. Very, very sad final, not act, but the final, I would say 30 minutes. Very, very sad, but it gets you right here. The only thing I did not like about the documentary, not that I didn't like it, I would have liked to have heard something from Richard Loper. Richard Loper was nowhere near this documentary, and I'm sure there's a reason for that, but I really wish he was involved in it. 4.5 out of 5. It is definitely just a must watch if you were a Roger Ebert fan, or just watch it. Even if you weren't a fan, it's just such a fascinating film. Alright, the next movie is The Raid 2. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna review that movie. I reviewed the first movie, and it's one of my most viewed videos, which thank you to all the people in Indonesia. I will review the movie more in depth, but right now I'm just gonna say I love it. I waited so long to watch it, and I bought it. My friend has it right now, which is why I'm not flashing it in your face, but I love it. It's actually better than the first film. Just because it's got a much more refined story. It's longer. It's just so incredibly epic. I love it. It is a 5 out of 5. It is one of the best movies of this year. It's probably my favorite of the year. The Raid 2, great. Next comes a movie called Cold Comes the Night. This movie, believe it or not, was theatrical. It's very low budget. It got a limited release, actually. But it definitely shined more on DVD and VOD. It's a movie with, I forget the name of the actress, damn it. She came out on, she's out of your league. Damn it, what's her name? Pretty blonde actress, I forget her name, but the star of the movie is Bryan Cranston. He plays a partially blind Russian gangster who is trying to get back into the game, and he needs to deliver a package, but his driver screws up, gets hauled off into jail, and at the motel that they were staying at, Bryan Cranston takes the owner hostage to help him get this package back from the police. Look, it's not a very good movie. I only watched it because I wanted to see Bryan Cranston with a Russian accent, which wasn't very good. But the movie itself was okay until the final 20 minutes. It turns into a complete shit fest. And Bryan Cranston has nothing to do with it. It's not his fault. The movie is just very, very bad at the end. It's an okay thriller until that final act. It's so bad. I would give it a 2.5, believe it or not. Next is, where am I? Next is Chronicle. Everybody loves this movie, right? I've been wanting this movie for the longest time, but I wanted the slipcover, and I'm glad I got it. It's so pretty and shiny. Found this movie for $7 with the slipcover. Had to have it. Seen it before. Always liked it. Always enjoyed it. But rewatching it was really great. It was the first time I watched the director's cut, and I gotta say that I definitely noticed the additions to the film. I don't think they're necessarily needed, but they are pretty funny and they're pretty entertaining. The movie itself, though, it's a 4 out of 5. I love the way they put this movie together. I think that the acting is terrific. Dane DeHaan is awesome. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Great special effects, great found footage film, great style. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The found footage style was used so well in this movie. 4 out of 5. Chronicle, you're awesome. Next movie, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I went to go see that, and I did a webcam review, so you can definitely check that out. Basically, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very exceptional. One of the best movies of this summer. Emotional in many in many parts. Usually not the parts that involve the humans, because the humans were kind of boring. 4.5. I got caught up into it. I thought it was just a terrific film. So definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. The next movie I saw is called The Art of the Still. It's with Jay Baruchel, Kurt Russell, and Matt Dillon. This movie, it's on Netflix right now, and I really only watched it because I love Kurt Russell and I wanted to see him in a newer film. Now here's the thing, it was actually pretty good. It was entertaining, it was somewhat clever, but I dozed off while watching it. Not because it was boring, I just dozed off. I do that sometimes. So I cannot give it a rating. I have to go back and finish it. But I was entertained by it from what I saw. So check it out. The Art of the Still. Not bad. Very entertaining. Next is The Purge, Anarchy. I did a review with that. I did my own solo review. It's a webcam review. And I did a collab review with the guys of Reader Film. I saw it with Scott, Movie Man Chad, Daniel Lester, and Matt, the movie analyst. Definitely check that review out. I think it was a lot of fun to make, and I would hope it's fun to watch. Anyway, the movie, I enjoyed it. Not the greatest, not the smartest. Definitely does not, live up to the potential that the concept has. Look, the Purge series is never going to be great. It's just really there just to be entertained, and I was highly entertained by The Purge, Anarchy. Frank Grillo is he's a great leading man. There's a lot of great action in it. It's very suspenseful. I would give it a 3 out of 5 just because it's not the smartest, it doesn't have the greatest characters, but it is entertaining. We're almost done. Next is E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Oh, I messed up the title. E.T. I am so I am so happy that I found this edition. This is the Blu-ray Digibook edition. It's so lovely. I love it. It's such a... I never thought I would find this. This should be out of print by now, but I found it for only $18. I had to have it. E.T., I don't have to go into this. Everybody loves this movie. You should. It's awesome. I gotta say though that the Blu-ray transfer is amazing. I had no complaints with the Blu-ray transfer, and the sound, gorgeous. 5 out of 5. It's a masterpiece. Guys, if you don't like E.T., there's something wicked about you. Next I saw Lucy. Next I saw a very early screening of Let's Be Cops. This is with Damon Wayans Jr. and Jay Johnson. I enjoyed it. I thought it was goofy. I thought it was fun. It's dumb, but I enjoyed it. I did a review for it. I did a collab review for Reader Film. But I'm telling you right now, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I thought it was fun. There's a couple of really gross out moments that were pretty interesting. But yeah, it's a fun, dim-witted comedy. Definitely check it out if you want to see something light and just dumb. 3 out of 5. Then I saw Lucy. And I was very disappointed with that because I wanted a good R-rated film with a leading actress who could kick ass. And I know Scarlett Johansson can kick ass, but in this movie she just doesn't do enough. It's just not a very well written movie. It's not a well thought out movie. I did review it, so you can check it out. Morgan Freeman, he's just there for expedition purposes. It's a very average film. 2.5, I just didn't care for it. Next I saw Hercules, which I really didn't think I was gonna like. I had no hopes for that movie. I only went to see it because I was there in the theater. This is when I saw Lucy. I was hot, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch another movie. Damn it was actually good. It was good. I mean, now I will say, I guess spoiler alert, not really, but you watch the trailers, you see him go up against the Hydra, the Lion, all these magical creatures. You don't see that in the movie. You don't really see much of that in the movie. It's really about him being a mercenary, having some allies, and just kicking some ass along his journey. He's hired to fight these armies, and he does. He kicks a lot of ass. The movie has just so much action in it. It's very exciting. The lack of blood is very unfortunate. I do hope there's an unrated version, but definitely check it out. It's a fun movie. Not the greatest, but not the worst. I enjoyed it. I'll give it 3.5. The last movie I have to talk about is No Man's Land. No Man's Land came out in 2001. It actually won Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars. How can I describe it? It's basically a war film. I think it's the conflict in Kosovo, Bosnia. I forget where the hell. Anyway, it's about two enemies who are kind of stuck with each other. They're stuck together. They have to work together because one person ends up on a mine, and they have to try to find a way to defuse it. Anyway, I don't know. Look into it if you want. I thought it was a really good film. Very depressing, I'll admit, but at times funny, at times thought-provoking. I don't really have much to say about it. Even though I liked it, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's just something that you have to see to kind of draw your own conclusions with it. So anyway, that's it. I'm ending this now. This was the Stuff Movie Watching Vlogs. Hopefully you kind of enjoyed this video. Like I said, leave me some comments. Let's discuss some of these movies. And I will be back next month. Also, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna probably do a lot more videos on this webcam and with this mic. It's just so much more easier. Yes, I will use my HD cam occasionally. It's a really great little camera, but you have to understand it's been hot. I hate putting up a bunch of lights in my room, making it hotter, and I hate rendering. This is just a whole lot easier, so I'm gonna be expecting some more quick reviews, maybe some vlogs. Just need bullshitting around. So until the next time, y'all take care. Peace. Where's the fucking stop button? Here it is.